Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is this the first time this shoe is being featured on the channel?
It's the first time this shoe has been retroed. It's been rumored to be retroed at least once a few years ago, and by a few I might be under exaggerating, but it never ended up coming out until now. Can I ask you a question?
You're not going to do your intro?
I just want to get this out of the way.
They're the best looking Iverson shoes I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. I just want to know what you thought about them, that's all.
Okay.
Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on this disappointing retro right here. This is the Reebok Answer 3. It's the third in the Answer line, but it's technically his fourth signature shoe. I really dislike the jumping around thing. You guys already know this.
Hey, there was questions, we needed answers. It's the whole thing.
Nah, like I don't like that they have skipped the Answer 2s. Like I didn't like it when the Answer 4s and then 5s came out. And I was like, where's the 2 and the 3? Well, here's the 3, but where the fuck is the 2?
I just thought you meant like that he has literally two signature lines and one's called the questions and one's called the answers.
No, the way that they released originally were consecutively. So you debuted with the question, he became the answer, and then they went on from there.
Oh.
So there was only one original question.
Okay.
Until way later, like Denver days, when there was an Answer 2 and 3, or not an Answer 2 and 3, a question 2 and 3. I don't even know if anybody knows about them.
I would say this is confusing, but Puma has their own thing, New Balance has their own thing that confuses me. This sounds simple in comparison.
Now, as far as these guys are concerned, this is the first time we've seen this retroed before, so I've been excited for this because they've been rumored for years, which is a plus that they're on the mind or whatever of whoever's working over at Reebok, but it's just a shell of itself. Like, are we Jordan Brand now? I know that a lot of people seem to complain about Reebok's materials, but if you know materials, they're not the brand to complain about usually as far as materials are concerned. But this time it's just not good, man. Like everything, I'm just disappointed, that's all. I really don't know what to say. So we're just gonna break things down and we're gonna keep it moving.
You're not mad.
I'm not mad, I'm very disappointed. I love this guy. Like if I ever met him, I probably wouldn't say nothing. I'd probably just hug him, which is like, I'd probably get arrested. I like him a lot. Like I really did like look up to him completely. As a small player, this was my dude right here. MJ was the GOAT, so like MJ's MJ, he's the god. And everybody idolized him, that's normal. Iverson was the rest of us.
You found him more relatable.
Oh, for sure. You know what I mean? And then there eventually became White Chocolate. And I was like, oh, he looks like me. They were my two dudes. It was like those two guys. So this is just, it's not great or anything like that, but they do give me good memories. So that's a plus. Like I remember this time frame. The majority of the original colorways released in 1999, whereas the Georgetown colorway ended up releasing in 2000. And again, this shoe, there was another model before it. There was the Reebok Answer 2. I really wish that those would come back out too. I don't know how strongly I feel about that after getting these. I just hope that whoever's working over at Reebok currently can kind of course correct a little bit and stuff like that, because like this is just disappointing. So while this shoe was not the first model to feature this technology, it is the second model, and the outsole right here is actually not rubber, it's foam. So yeah, if you were wondering where the Flotro stuff kind of came from, even though I don't know if it was directly inspired by this, I just know that this came before that, and I'm talking about like way before it. So it might have been a coincidence. Anyways, all of this stuff is all foam right here. They used to call it like 3D Ultralight. So I believe it released on the Answer 2s first, and they were coupled with DMX. So there was an air transfer system in both the 2 and the 3. There's supposed to be an eye pack. So if you look at the bottom, you can see the little like holes or whatever right there, the little recessed notches. They actually have the branding in there, which is a cool touch. So you got the Reebok Vector logo and the i3 logo, but that's also supposed to signify the eye pack transfer system. So there was a pack of air in the back, there was a pack of air in the front, there was a tube that connected the two, so wherever you stepped, the air would transfer through, and you had really cool non-durable cushion. Inside of these guys is none of that. Why? I don't know, because they actually put the eye packs, or their modern eye packs, inside of the Reebok Answer 1 retros, which originally had the Reebok 10-pack DMX air transfer system. So what's happening? I don't know. This is what I said in the podcast. Can Shaq and AI really, like, I don't know, bring Reebok back to prominence? And it's just like, I want to say yeah, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, you gotta have somebody that's passionate and knowledgeable and an all-around like footwear dude, you know what I mean? So like, you gotta have somebody that knows all of this so that they can sit here and say, that's not right, man, and not be met with, well, this is what the budget allows. However, there is some rubber on the outsole, so the two little red pods that you see with herringbone, rubber, and then right here at the toe, there's just this little rand of rubber. So you got a little bit of a quick first step action right there, if you will. So that's gonna actually grip the floor really well. Will this foam outsole grip a floor like the way that, say, a Flotro outsole does? Or sorry, I shouldn't say Flotro, it's just Flow. And I'm not really sure, because I just know that and I remember this specifically, but back in the day, the Answer 2s and the Answer 3s, people complained a lot about the lack of traction because there was no rubber. I don't know if that's the same thing as what we see today with the Flow outsoles, where people are like, oh, it sucks, even though it really doesn't. I'm not sure. Brand bashing has always been a thing, apparently. Now, as far as the midsole, it's again the same as the outsole. Originally 3D Ultralight. What it is now, I believe it's just EVA. It feels really lightweight and everything. It doesn't feel like anything special. They still have the DMX logo on there, to which I say, why? There's no DMX in here, you know what I mean? So like, look, it's disappointing. Now, as far as the materials are concerned, this is another corner cut. The original was just advertised in the magazines, or in the East Bay magazines, that they were full grain leather. This particular colorway had a suede red material that was here, which you can see. Instead, this is nubuck, and it's a cheap nubuck, and then the leather here is synthetic. That's another thing where I'm just like, I can get kind of over the tech as long as you give me quality, and you didn't even do that. They do have a traditional lacing system. They got a lace dubray at the base. The tongue also synthetic, so that sucks. One of the weirder design features that they had was actually at the top of the tongue. We've got this little flap right here, and you were supposed to lace your laces through there. I believe it was to make sure that the tongue didn't move, based off of what I can remember. Otherwise, this reminds me of the Sambas. The whole, like, you can flap it down, you can flap it up, whatever you want to do. There are bungees in here, so I don't think that the tongue would move too severely one way or the other, but you know, that thing's there. It's an original feature. They at least got that part right. One of the things that they changed that I actually do like, though, is the entire interior lining of the shoe. Normally, the Reebok Answer series features a vinyl lining, which is kind of like a synthetic, or they try to make it feel like a synthetic leather to, you know, elevate the product. So a lot of the product on the outside would be like premium, but then on the inside, they went a little bit cheap just so that they can make sure that everything else would work. And that's one of the things where, like, I never liked the vinyl lining years later, because it always, vinyl is weird. Like
it separates.
It completely separates. Sometimes it gets real sticky. Yeah. Kind of like polyurethane in some sense, where like moisture and air and stuff like that, and like oxygen, like really with it. So it's one of those non-lasting, or is that, should I say, like non-long lasting?
It doesn't last long.
That works. It's just one of those materials that doesn't, you know, hold up over time. So they switched that out for just a regular textile lining, which I think was a good move. Everything else, though, not so much.
I have spoken.
You got the i3 logo in the back. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Air Jordan 13, especially its placement and stuff. It's not a hologram or anything, but you know, it's cool. I like it. You got a little pull tab right there, also synthetic, so whatever. And then you have a few embossed Reebok Vector logos around the entire shoe, both the medial and lateral ankle area, and then again on that pull tab. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, they do fit true to size, so whatever size you typically wear, that's exactly what I would order. They have released already overseas. They have not released yet here in the States. I grabbed my pair from ID for Shoes. They're an authentic eBay seller. I've been buying from them for what feels like forever, and they have some of the best shipping, some of the best service. If you're ever unsatisfied, they take care of you. They're really good people over there. So if you were interested in trying to relive that 2000s era of footwear, you can go over there and grab them now, or you could just hold on tight, because I'm sure that these will not be popular here in the States, especially with how they are. So eventually you'll probably find them at places like Ross. But yeah, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. Are you disappointed like I am, or are you excited that they're back, but also disappointed that there's nothing in there? Oh, also, by the way, if you want to know about the insole, it's this piece of shit. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate it. We will catch you guys on the next one. So until then, have a good one.